Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Stay Fishy Friday. Should be a fun one this time.
Because I'm here. Hi, guys. How you doing? Can't wait for Fridays every week, and this one snuck up on me. I could not believe it. We're busting butt. We're trying to get this done. We're doing that. We're doing this. We're getting ready for this. We're getting ready for tomorrow's big rescue. We got lots of things going on, and it's just like I can't handle all of it. So I just take out the most important things on this list, put it up top, and let's try and get that done today. And man, we ran around. We've been all over the place today, doing all kinds of things and getting it done. And we got things ready. I actually rented a U-Haul trailer for tomorrow.
I've seen it. All came in my email.
Because it was on there, and I told the guy, don't change it, just let it go. That'll let him know. But we had to get two big tubs, and I did not want to put it on our trailer. I know our brand new axle will hold it, but will the welding of this, whoever welded it together, hold up of the weight of these two tubs, holding all these fish to come back? So I didn't want to stress that and have the trailer, break a weld and hang down on one side. So I decided spend the $25, get the trailer that we used last time, and we're going to take these two tubs out there. We have it's a 25 by 30 pond, and it's a mud pond, like Ken the Mudman video. But it's not as big as that. That one was like 100-foot wide. We have the two 40-foot minnow scenes we can, go across without going down into the mud. And then we have a 25-foot ladder we can lay down across the mud, slide wood over, and then stand on that as a platform to get the fish out of the center when we're done. So I think we've got this all figured out and all the logistics taken care of. The van's loaded. We're good. I had to get out the forklift, the riding lawnmower, everything out of the way today to get out the 1,000-gallon tub from under there. We had carpet over it. We had stuff in it. It filled with water. Oh, my God. It was such a pain. But we got it handled, and we're ready. I got to pick the trailer up at 8 o'clock in the morning and head to Toledo. So we're going to do that rescue. Are you going with us tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So now we're going to be a man down tomorrow.
It's Saturdays when I watch the kid while I go to work.
It's not the kid. It's my reason for living. I watch my daughter. I watch my reason for being. I watch your granddaughter. I don't watch the damn kid.
But yeah, that's.
So we're handling things. It's a lot of commotion. Things coming at me all the time, left and right. People showing up. People doing this, and oh my God, we just had somebody show up from Canada. I had no clue was coming. Something Josh set up and then told me, and it wasn't on my list to do, so I had no clue. So this guy's here.
See, what had happened was.
Stop.
I don't.
What?
I don't deal with nothing about tours or visits. And anyone that I see worth any sort of, hey, you might, want this guy to come and check him out. He's got an aquarium podcast type thing. I sent him your email. He got a hold of you, and you guys talked it out. You made these plans. I did not.
Oh, no. He said he made the plans with you, and I'm like, that's okay. Come on in. I happen to be here right now. So we went out and we worked on the van together. They helped us figure out, the whole lift thing, and we got the lift almost working, but there is a accent. When I hit one of the buttons, the one goes, but the other button goes, thunk, 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 and it's not hooked up to nothing. So we got to get under there and figure out what it's not hooked up to and get that fixed. But anyways, let's move on. Let me see how many people are here first. And let's move on because we want the Tracy updates at the beginning. We got 269 people. So let's try and keep the Tracy updates as close to the beginning as possible. So anybody that's out there, if you want to mark down in the comments what the timestamp is now that the Tracy Tracy update starts.
6:05.
6:05. We're going to start that now. Okay, so this week, Tracy has been so much better than last week. She was giving us problems last week, and we figured out 99% of all of our problems with Tracy has always been mechanical failure. And here, the air thing that's giving Tracy air has been slowing down, and it's not giving her as much oxygen as we think it is. And we're fighting harder to keep her stats up. So we're having to turn her up more and more and more. Well, we cleaned the filters, and then we replaced the lines and started working fine again. So we're back to that, and it's doing good. But yesterday, we actually loaded Tracy up. Now, this is a big effort because her wheelchair will not fit into my van. So we can put the 4x4 ramps up to the van, and then whoever gets up there, I push Tracy up. He guides the front, and then, he holds up the front and leans her back when we get up there, because the chairs, the roof is like right here on her. So we have to lean her back to where she can fit into the roof. So we lean her on her back, and we get her into the wheelchair or into the van. Then we have to set her back up. Then we have to put her all the way up against my driver's seat, and then ratchet strap her in place, put her locks on, and she's good. So we did all that, and we got her to the dentist appointment. Now, last time, you guys knew we took her to Hudak Dental, and they said they'll handle it all, blah, blah, blah. I had to pay cash. So I went there, and, we can't do x-rays. She won't hold her head still, and Mara's offered to stay in there with the x-ray and hold her head and do all this, and they were like, no, we'll just take pictures. So they took pictures. Then they said, oh, no, her teeth, you're just going to have to pull all of her bottom teeth. And they sent us to Case Western Reserve. Now, this is a place I was going to pay cash for. So we left out of there. Now, mind you, when I got there, they were like, sir, you can't come back here. And I'm like, I'm the one talking to you on the phone. I'm the one that set all this up. I'm the one paying for it. And they're like, you can't come back here. And I'm like, okay. 20 minutes later, they come out and get me. They go, oh, you're her guardian? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, you can come back here. We need help holding her. I mean, it's just like wherever you go, they won't listen to you. You can't run the show. You can't tell them how, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to hold her. You guys work. What? No. Who are you? I'm the ex-husband. You have to stay outside. It's just, I was treated like crap there. I actually stood in front of their room when they wouldn't let me back there. And I'm like, I was so frustrated about everything that I'm like, I'm tired of this. This is a year of trying to get Tracy's teeth fixed so that she's not in pain. That's all I care about. That I sat there, and the doctor's telling me I can't come back there. And I'm like, and I turned around and I go, ah! And I said the F word. And then I just walked out. And, they got me 20 minutes later and told me to come on back there. Well, we're trying to help. And they're like, no, you can't do that. You can't do this, blah, blah, blah. We left Hudak Dental. And then I had to walk Tracy all the way home because our transport company didn't show up for a few hours. I had to walk Tracy 1.5 miles home in the rain. So I took a blanket, put over, how you've got the thing on the wheelchair that goes up and it holds the IV or her food bag. I put that up. I held the blanket in my teeth, put it over that, and then over her feet. And that's how I kept the rain off her all the way home. The blanket got soaking wet, but it stayed off her face and stuff. So I finally got her home, and I swore I'd never use this company again. Well, a lot of that came through with buying this new van. And I bought that with my own personal money, not the rescue money. So we still have all the money that we have from selling the one tank and the people donations and stuff we have in the account to buy the new fish tank back there. I didn't touch that. I spent my money because I figured I'd get it back when I sell the van. I'm not going to sell the van anytime soon because I need a ride until that's reliable and I have another small car, a good on gas car. Then I'll sell the van because we won't need it no more. But anyways, to go on, it was such a pain with this company that I was mad about the whole situation. And finally, I get a hold of this. These people I think they contacted you. Was it? Who they contacted me. They're people they watch us on YouTube. And they wanted to help. And, oh yeah, that's right. They contacted me. And, I tell them, well, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And it won't cover my insurance. I'll have to pay cash for it. So they go, well, I'll do everything I can to help out, bring her out. And they set up a date. I thought it was going to be another thing like Hudak Dental because they said, oh, we can handle it here. And then they couldn't and they wouldn't. So we go out there and it's like 45-minute drive to get to this place. It's called, hey, let me have my phone here. I got to get their name right for you because.
While he's looking at that, we'll go ahead and make the word of the night. We're just going to go ahead and do Friday. We haven't done something that gets everyone feeling good for the night, so Friday it is. Every time someone mentions Stay Fishy Friday, Happy Friday, there you have it. You didn't find it yet?
No, I got to find her next appointment.
Killing me, Smalls.
What, just because you have to talk? Come on now. All right,
Anthony Norse. He donated $8.67 and said 5309. That ring a bell, mister?
5309, that's Jenny's number.
Yeah, donated,
8675-309.
donated 867.
Okay. Hey, Mara,
Yes.
I just want to make sure, right? I can't find the appointment. It's Skippy, right?
Skippy. Not Skippy like peanut butter, Skippy with the F.
With the F's, yeah, Skippy's. It's Skippy's Dentistry, and right here in Brunswick. And we went there, and these people were so nice. Everybody in there was young. Everybody in there was just so sweet and nice. Like, you know, you're at a family reunion. Come on in. Oh, you bring her up this way. Do this. You know, it was just so nice.
So
And
you're telling me a company in 2022 has customer service?
oh yes, oh yes. I want to go back to this dentist for myself. I mean, this place was amazing. The doctor was amazing. He's got two small kids that are like, you know, 13 months apart, and I'm like, you're a glutton for punishment, and you know, all this stuff. And he was just such a very nice guy, and all the nurses there were just sweethearts. It was great. So they take us into this room. Not once did they even ask me if I was a guard, and they just let us go back there. And then when we get back there, we have Tracy's tilt chair, so I was able to tilt her back. So instead of taking Tracy out of the chair and putting her in the chair, he worked on her in Tracy's chair. Made it much easier. And you know, first we had to get X-rays, we had to do the cleaning, and then we had to do fillings. Well, you know, I'm thinking the last place wouldn't do any of them. They took pictures and then charged me like $200. So now we go in there, and he's like, you know, we'll get the X-rays later. Let's go ahead and do the cleaning first. I'm like, okay, sure. You know, I told the whole the story of how she was in the nursing home for that year, and they wouldn't let me in there. And she came home, and her fingernails were like 1.5 inches long. She had hair on her legs I've never seen before. You know, hair under her arms. You know, it was. I've never seen her like that in 35 years. They did not take care of her. You know, and now she had the tartar behind her teeth on the bottom. And you know, the first Hudak Dental said, I can't remove that. Her teeth will be so loose, and they'll just fall out. I'm like, okay. This dentist went right to work. He got his hyper thing and water and the nurses, and it was so neat because Mara, she's such a champion. She reached in there and she held Tracy's cheeks open on each side. The nurse with the suction and the water held the thing in there at an angle to hold Tracy's mouth open.
How'd that go?
And with her mouth open and the suction thing at an angle, she couldn't close her mouth. And then the doctor had his light and the tools and stuff. The doctor cleaned all of her teeth, got rid of all the tartar, cleaned the teeth, found the 2 cavities, and then he attacked the cavities.
Wait.
He goes,
and the other dental assistant was suctioning your mom's trach to 4 people.
oh yeah. While we're
And
sitting
both
there,
of them were nursing
the whole
aides.
reason
Both
for
of
being
them
there
were
was
SDNAs.
we brought the nurse with us for suctioning out her trach and watching her vitals and making sure everything's good. We've got her saturation, we got her BP, we got her heart rate, everything. You know, and you know, the nurse was, hold up, guys, because she's starting to get her saturation's going down. We have to remove this and then suction her out. So the other nurse started doing it with her dental sucking, you know, thing. She just put it right to the trach and she sucked a little bit, and all the fluid would come out, and Tracy's stats would go right back up. So they didn't really even need Mara at that point. So then we're sitting there, or me, you know, we're sitting there, and then the dentist goes, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take these cavities because I don't want, you know, her in any pain. And I'm like, every place else fought us, you know. And he goes, these are little cavities. We can take care of this. And he asked the girl for a paddle, and she's like, paddle? And he's like, yeah, I got to shape the amalgam or whatever when it goes in. And she goes, oh. And I'm like, yeah, you're not in trouble with the principal. You know, he didn't ask you for a paddle. So she goes and gets him the paddle spoon type thing. And he goes and he done, I swear to God, he has the nicest tools. You don't even, you know, you go to the dentist and hear that, and that whole high pitched dentist drill. I didn't hear that at all. He was done drilling, and I'm like, are you serious? I didn't even hear it drilling. He goes, yeah. And what he did was he put a topical on her mouth and then shot her with the needle. Her heart rate never went up once. Her breathing rate never went up. She didn't feel it at all. She was in no pain. And he sat there and he ground out the thing right in her front tooth right here between the 2 teeth. It's on the 1 tooth. And he cleaned it out, and then he filled it with a white filling, not a silver. And I can't even tell that there was ever a what do you call it?
Yeah.
A cavity there. That looks beautiful. And you can't even see nothing on it. It looks beautiful. And then he goes like, well, let me try this back one. And let's get it to where she's never in no pain. And they did it. And he filled both cavities. He cleaned her. And then we did the x-rays. Now, to do the x-rays was a little harder. I had to hold her head because she can't move. Because when they take the picture, if she moves at all, it's blurry. So I had to hold her head. Mara had to hold her mouth open and this thing inside of her while the nurse ran and pressed the button. And it was like a plate that went behind your teeth, hooked to this thing in front. There was a circle like so. And, it was like that. Not my finger. It had a finger up front that went behind your teeth right here. And then this was a circle that the x-ray went up to. And we got all of our x-rays done. We got everything done. Tracy is no longer in pain. Her teeth are taken care of. There's no tartar. They're clean. They look beautiful. I am so damn happy. All because of Skippy's dentistry. Now, it cost me $550. But, they gave me a bunch of discounts because I was paying cash. And I told them the hardship and all the stuff we've gone through. So they gave me a bunch of discounts. But it cost me $550. And we got it done.
They wouldn't accept her insurance?
No, there's a lot of people that have problem with CareSource, and they don't accept it. And CareSource will only pay for certain things, and then you have to send in to get it okayed first.
Cavities and cleaning shouldn't 100% be paid for.
It's not. So, Aaron Gazzoli says, "Can you do the hook on Josh so we can see how it's done?" Come here, buddy. Lean back a little bit. Come on, lean back. Come on.
Get yourself hurt. Is that a purple nurple?
Oh, goodness. I tried, guys.
What's that thing on your cup, huh?
But that one thing, let me show you. It was just the way we hooked her mouth. No, let me see your mouth. Open a little bit. No. Yeah, we had Tracy all and Dennis hold that. Oh, it was funny, but we got her done, and she was never in no pain. What?
They know what's on your cup.
Oh, you guys know? Yeah, that's right. Look at this. It's a rubber band with one of the AirPod things, but it's not AirPod. It's not a AirTag. Yeah, it's not one of those. It's I bought 4 of them for like $14.99, and it hooks to my phone, and it tells me exactly which direction it's in, and the closer I get, the higher the number gets, and I can find it. So I got one on my drink cup, one on the van keys, one on the bus keys, and then one on the keys for the Bobcat.
You guys don't know. He tends.
You know why? Because I'm a genius. No, I don't lose things. I leave it where I was working last, and I go and run off, and I'm running from different spots of the house all the time, working on different things. Right. Then I have to go back and find it. Well, I can find my phone from the Google app, Find My Phone. I put that on there, and even if your phone is turned down, your volume's turned down, even if it's turned off, the Google Find My Phone app will ring it at full volume for 5 minutes straight. So it'll give you an approximate area. It's in the back of the house, the front of the house, It's in the backyard. It'll give you an approximate area within 30 feet of where the phone's at. And then you walk towards that, and you listen for your phone. And it rings at full volume. And I find my phone that way. Well, as long as I can find my phone, I can find all my keys and my drink cup. Because I'm a genius. So I'm very happy with the Tracy update. And she's doing so much better now. And, she was a joy to take care of today. And Mara said she had no problem with her. And I took care of her last night. And, it's just getting so much better. It's getting so much easier. And now I can give her treats. Like, when Hoover has ice cream, I can take a little spoonful and put it on my finger and then put it in her mouth. Let her taste it. Or syrup or peanut butter or mashed potatoes. I can't give her anything lumpy that she has to swallow because she's got that trach in her thing. But liquidy type stuff, pasty stuff, I can give her like baby foods. But I don't know any baby foods to be good. But I can take a blender to like say strawberries and give her a little bit as a treat. Because she don't get to eat through her mouth and taste nothing. She's being fed through her belly peg for the last 2.5 years. So this will give her treats in her mouth now, and now she won't hurt. So I'm so happy. Skippy's dentistry was awesome. I love those guys. and they watched the show. That's how they got a hold of us. So, way to go, Skiffy's Dentistry, and the nurses there, all the people that helped out. You guys were wonderful. It was amazing.
So I want to back up for just a second. Can you hold that cup up one more time? Okay. I just want to know, were these a gift from the AARP?
AARP. Hold still, just for a sec. Just give me this arm. Arm. Oh, you just actually got punched by my fist. I was just going to hit you in your arm. I can't feel nothing. Did that bother you? Yeah, later on he's going to be like, Dad, dang it. I got the club here because I feel nothing,
I like Skeeter Bite. All right, we got Sean Brooks, $5. He said, if I wanted to get a rescue started here in Ohio, is there anything I would have to get done before I would be able to get it started?
It's the
for the
second time.
reptiles.
I can't see it.
Dude, there is so much to do a rescue. I tell everybody, run. Don't do it. Just stop. Just quit. It's not worth it. It hasn't been worth it to us. After, our 5 years of being into it, it's now starting to pay for itself only because we are doing the YouTube page that is helping us pay for the rescue. It's definitely not paying for itself with outside income source, like, donations or companies, supporting us or nothing like that. We had to find another job, which is YouTube, to cover the cost of the rescue. So we're still working our butts off making the videos, and that normally should be our money, but we do the videos as a donation towards the rescue to cover the cost of the rescue. So we're still paying for the rescue, we're talking like close to $4,000 a month now. It's getting, the more fish we get, the more tanks we get, the higher it gets, and it's ridiculous. Even at a low volume, we buy a new tank, and then all of a sudden the new tank pops a leak because you're buying used tanks the whole time, and they always pop on you. So we had to learn how to fix tanks, and then do this, and then do that. And there was a time where I took metal banding and banded the glass together, and then sealed the inside, and that's how we kept the tank from popping, because it popped before. We'd reseal it, and it'd pop again. We went ahead and started metal banding it. We started putting wood framing on it. We started doing all kinds of things because of necessity. So
as far as reptiles, there's, a 1,000,001 people out there who want to start a reptile rescue and whatnot. So you'd have to, do it better than other people to, want people
So who?
to
How you guys
follow
doing?
you and get behind you and learn your mission. What the hell is that? It's green.
That's antifreeze.
Who
So-
told me if I drink antifreeze, I'll be all right.
Well, yeah, you'll catch a good buzz drinking antifreeze.
So I
Look
tried.
how green that is.
I tried.
Oh, it's so green that it's see-through. I can see the fish through his cup. So, but anyways, I would say just don't even do it. Go and tell the nearest rescues to you that you have room to take in extras, and maybe they'll, get you some things in there, and you can help. That would be my way of helping and doing it right off the rip. You get used to that for a year or two, and maybe you can get other things and help out and become bigger. But I wouldn't just go start a new rescue. It's too much. I mean, this has literally torn our family apart left and right. I don't know how many different times, and we were able to overcome it because we're a close family, and we've been able to overcome it and get past all this. But it is so much work, and everybody that comes here is like, oh my God, I can't believe how much you guys do in a day, and I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Well, I don't do nothing but I strap that ladder on the van. The rescue van's ready to go in the morning.
All right.
Paul Landreth, welcome to the green team.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. Now, see, that's what Josh wanted to do, was get everybody onto the membership and then change the live stream over to the memberships. And I did open up a $1 membership to where it's open to the live streams. That's your only perk is, $1 membership. The $5 membership, you got more perks, and that kind of stuff. But, there's still people out there that have no way of paying and couldn't do it and this and that. So I don't want to make a hasty decision and jump over, but I'm going to look into it more and try and do more better things to where maybe we can offer a free membership to where it's just the live streams. That way you guys are in the live streams, but, all this, if you want to donate, do it through join the membership. It's a monthly thing. That's the best way to donate to us, and it helps out because they don't really take that much money from us like the donate button does. So we've got a lot to figure out. Plus, I think I'm going to stop using OBS and I'm going to go with Streamlabs because it's $360 a year. I don't like spending extra money, but I have tried left and right to get people in here. You've seen we've had Chris Biggs on here before. We've had Greg Woodstock on here. And the problem is we cannot hook up through OBS the way Streamlabs do. Is it Streamlabs or StreamYards? StreamYards. To where, they see it on their end on their phone. Chris Biggs from Canada was sitting there with a completely black phone, had to watch his TV and listen to the delay to watch us. But we could see him perfectly, you know what I'm saying? And I could never get it no better than that on this OBS software. And I've tried everything, all kinds of different stuff. So I think we're going to switch to StreamYards and then have, we can do DIY Joey as a host. We could do Chris Biggs as a host. We could do Coralfish 12G George. We could do,
as a guest, not a host.
A host, a guest, yes. Yeah, not a host. We could do Tanner Serpa. We could do, what's his name? Dustin Wonderluck from Dustin's Fish Tanks. We could do Greg Woodstock. We have a.
I'm just they're counting how many times we interrupt each other, so I'm just I'm getting one on the board. Go ahead, continue.
I just like to say hi to everybody.
So we have a lot of friends that are like big YouTubers. I mean, we could even bring in all the Florida crew, but a lot of our fish people, what do we call them?
You can get Rod and Kevin on at the same time.
We could get Rod and Kevin on from Predatory Fins and Stingray Biology. We could do the whole Florida crew, but you guys don't like them that much. But they are YouTubers, and if we can get into their audience, we could grow a lot. Now, everybody's like, I wouldn't have them on your show, but there is a reason. We could talk to them and, this and that and find out things from them and learn things. And then, them being on our show would get us more crowds. So it ain't always about, that's not the best guest to have on they're not great for fish. They're not helping out, But they do, but they've also made mistakes. I get that. But the more people we have, the more we open ourselves up to more people. The more people we get, the more money we make, the more we can do for the rescue. Like right now, we've got, how much, 6,000 saved up?
Something like that.
From us selling the tank and then donations coming in. We have set it aside, and we don't spend none of that. We've been saving for this new tank we want in the middle of the fish room. And we found out the tank was like $50,000. So there's no way we're going to do that. We're going to have to build one. But, right now, if we had our goals set and take everything taken care of, we could spend money on like Universal Rocks backgrounds and put them on all of our tanks and make the tanks look more realistic and more like their natural home where they were. The Frontosa come from 250 feet down and they're around the rocks, have a big rock background, have all them pieces of overlapping lace rock out of there and just have a big rock sticking out and, that kind of stuff. And that's their natural habitat. Same thing with like the Florida fish. We can have them with the mangroves and all this, and they're swimming under it and stuff. That's all fake stuff from Universal Rocks backgrounds. We don't spend money on that because that's a waste, because the fish don't need it. The fish need 4 walls that hold water and food, and that's what we give them. And, like the Bellagio tanks came in with artificial coral in them. We did not take it out. We just use that for our cichlids. A lot of these people are like, oh, you should have set that up, perfectly, to their liking, like you could have made it so natural. I didn't build that tank. I didn't order them inserts. I didn't, I don't want to tear them inserts up and take them out. So I'm saying we didn't build these and make them the way we want them. We got them the way they are, and we're using them for housing our fish. So, if we had money like the Brian Barczyk money, the Zach Ketchum money, the Paul Cafaro money. If we made money like that, you can imagine how beautiful each and every tank would be, and how natural it would be, and the amount of filtration we can upgrade to, and the additions we can do that's not out of my own personal money. But, you know, like I just bought that van out of my own personal money. You know, so it's just, if we have these guests on, we're opening ourselves up to new people that would be like, oh my God, I like how these guys work. I like what they stand for. I like what they do. You know, yeah, these Florida guys, they just put a show on, and, you know, they're making good money, but this Ohio Fish Rescue guys, they really care, and, you know, they do for the fish, and we could get some new people in here, which would give us more people watching our videos, which would give us more money to spend on our public aquarium. Basically, is what we got. You know.
All right,
No,
Tammy
wait,
Denny,
go ahead.
$10. Is great news
I
about
love being
Tracy.
interrupted.
Hashtag Team Tracy. Isn't
That's
it great?
number 2.
Isn't it great? It's
So, anyways,
awesome, right?
So what'd you say there, Josh? You was talking about what now?
I got another one. The Fahaka guy, $5. Said, so I live up north. Any tips on keeping heat in a porch for keeping my Fahaka warm in the winter? It's in a 125.
north of us is even colder.
Yeah.
For one, you got to completely surround that in styrofoam. You know, 2, you got to keep it sealed on top. You know, have your airlines going in and all that. You got to have styrofoam over the top. You can't let that cold get to it. You got to have a source of heat. You got to have a way. That puffer needs to be, you know, 80 to what, 86 degrees? Somewhere's in there?
72 to 84.
See, that's the normal. People, this is what gets me. People go, oh, tropical aquarium fish, 72 to 80. You know, that's not quite right. All these red tails, tiger shovel nose, clown eyes, all this stuff that's from South America, you know, is at the equator. That water gets 90, 95 degrees, you know, that they live in. And then we're bringing them here in 72 degrees. Yes, they will live. Would you live if I put you outside in the middle of winter in a pair of shorts, no socks? Yeah, you'll live. You'll run around. You'll be cold as, you'll be freezing, you know. Same thing with these fish. The warmer you keep them, because they came from the equator, and all these South American fish, red tail, they came from the equator area. That's where they're from. They're used to warmer water, 80, 84, you know. And that's what we keep ours at. Try and keep it at 84, our whole fish room. We heat it to 86. The tanks stay around 84. The ones lower to the ground are a little cooler, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, they swim better. They fight off infections and diseases better. They eat more. They grow faster. You know, they're just all around better at their normal temps. So, you know, I don't believe in this, you know, the tropical fish, 72 to 80 degrees. I don't believe in that. See where your fish come from.
Take the tank inside.
Yeah. It'd be much easier.
All right, so someone hit upon a point and said, you're missing out on a big aspect here, 24-hour streaming. If you move the live stream over to the members, you could do a 24-hour stream or an 8-hour stream.
See, our membership does not mess with our algorithm in YouTube. Right now, we put out a video, let's say it gets 25,000 in one day. That's doing good for our algorithm, and, you know, it's putting out, and now YouTube will start pushing that video more. But then we put a Friday live stream out, and it's got 3,000 people watched for a Friday night for an hour and a half show. That ain't a 20-minute video. That's an hour and a half show, and there's only 3,000 people, not 25,000, you know. So it counts against us on the YouTube algorithm. So now YouTube don't want to post our stuff out there because we're not doing that good, it thinks. So that's why Josh is wanting to get it off of the YouTube main channel, put it on the membership. I'm going to try and see if I can open up a membership for like a penny or something, you know, or free, to where the only perk you get is the live streams. That way we can put out the live stream thing, advertise it, join membership fee for, you know, a penny or free or whatever. And then we can still do our live streams to all the people that are there now. And, you know, they're a membership at that point. They're not going to ruin our algorithm.
Be honest here, though. What does the dollar get you? What, a little the Debbie?
It don't even get a little Debbie nowadays.
He was mad. He was talking about this earlier.
But you want to know what, though? Everybody's going green, but I see Rich don't have a green drink. I'm going green.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, $1 up at the month is nothing to get, you know, some entertainment. You pay.
We're not going to move
cable,
anytime soon.
For internet.
We're going to, you know, me and Josh are debating this left and right every time we talk, every time we're here. We're debating it right now as we speak.
I was against doing the dollar tier, but I compromised and said, all right, do the dollar tier. It's fine. Now he's wanting to go and do a free tier.
Well, because so many people wrote me and says, I have no way of paying online. This ain't part of my normal bills, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to stay, but if you go to memberships, I can't, and I don't want to lose people, and I don't want to limit ourselves to only people that are willing to pay to watch us, because if they don't watch us, how do they know that they'd even like us?
I mean, all the people on this chat are, the members and whatnot. There's very few.
Let's say if we open it up,
my first
if I can, I don't know if I can do this because I just figured out how to do the tier and added a dollar tier. But if I can add a penny tier or a zero tier to where its only perk is live streams, and I do that, and then when we advertise, here's our Stay Fishy Friday, join for free and watch the show, that kind of stuff. And we get that on there. After we get, very, a lot more people, maybe we can bring it to $1 a month or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't want to cut out people that we already have that have been loyal and been here forever, nobody has it. You were raised by a great father and you had a great childhood, and, you have all this that was basically helped given to you, and, you take it for granted. But I was raised and I didn't have nothing. My father didn't buy me nothing, and then at 15 he threw me out. This matters. This matters. This matters. Listen to me. So I have a much more value of $1 because I knew at 15 years old the value of having a place to stay and this and that, blah blah blah. And you're over there. You got your brand new house, and you got a new baby and new girlfriend, and you worked your ass off. I'll give you that. You always had good grades in the college and all that, and you did your part. But you also had help from dad and all that kind of stuff. So there's things that you think $1's nothing. But I've been into where I couldn't even afford a burrito. I was hungry. I had to go steal oranges off of trees to eat, and I had to wait till nighttime to eat to steal the oranges, because I was 15 and thrown out. I moved to Florida, and $1 was a lot. When I did get $1 and I could buy a burrito and put a little bit of mayonnaise on it, I was like, oh my God, this is heaven. You've never had to feel that, and have pains and that kind of stuff. There are people that are great people that are in a bad situation that just can't, do that.
I mean, I get that and see where you're coming from, but also at the same time, like, if you're that bad off in life, you need to do something about it. You need to get up off your ass.
Come on, Josh. Come on. Don't say stuff like that. No, come on. They've got their kids, their dogs, their pets, their rent, and everything else. And maybe they have health problems. Maybe they have. There's plenty of reasons why they can't afford a new bill. Okay, don't do that.
That's
don't do that.
Videos are for. I mean, I don't know. We're going to continue to disagree on this. Let's just move. Brittany Zeblis, $20.
No. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Happy Friday. LMAO, Kathy, they found out about your game. LOL. #Friday.
All right. SJ Cichlid says, Rich, you're too emotional. Every week it's less and less fish talk and more personal stuff for you guys that, frankly, we don't want to hear. Well, I'll tell you what, SJ Cichlid, get off my channel. Here you go. Hide user from this channel. He's no longer can ever post. We're not talking about personal stuff. We're talking about changing this over to help the group and then keep people interested and doing this. I don't know what his problem was, but we don't need that negativity. You guys don't need that negativity. Screw him. He gone.
Lori Kish, welcome to the green team. The Fahaka guy, another $5, says I keep him at 76-ish. The tank has styrofoam around all sides, and I put over the top at night. I have glass lids as well, and 3 100-watt heaters. Well, I mean, as long as you've got that redundancy with the heaters, I mean, water has a high heat capacity. If you have 3 on there, if one breaks, you at least have the backup. If you're checking it a couple of times a day, you should be good.
Yes. Is any fishy questions? Go ahead and ask them, guys.
All right, I'm catching up here. Holden says, Josh, can I add an arowana in a 20-gallon grow out with 2 green tares and a bicher? The green tare is only 2.5 inches. That depends on the size of the arowana. As long as they can't eat them, you should be fine. I mean, that goes for any fish out there on the planet. Is, you know, the majority of stuff, if they can fit it in their mouth, they're going to try and eat it. But as far as the fish that themselves, that they should, you know, basically get along.
Okay, guys. Sebastian Simon D says, Bigrich, what happened to Mike? You said he did something and we'd likely never see him again. We really don't want to say, you know, if I said something and tried to justify, you know, my actions and this and that, I don't want him here no more. If I did that, you guys would come at me and just leave it go. He did something and we had to remove him from our property, period. It's that simple. You know, he's too, just let it go. He's gone. He's not going to be around. He was, you know, a family member for, 20 years, 15 years? Something like that. And then he showed his true colors, is what he did. And he's gone now. So it's over with. I don't want to talk about it. I know you guys would love to know, but I wish I didn't even have to talk about it. I wish I didn't even have to tell anybody. I wish I didn't go through it in the first place. He'll never be welcome here again. He's gone. Okay. He said some things about Tracy, like, you guys got to be talking about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. He's gone, and we're moving on.
AJ says, how are the goonch and the jowl feeding? So the goonch is about the same. Good. You sit there.
That's my boy. That's my son. You see how he talks to me?
The goonch is still feeding fine, but just recently, in like the last 2 weeks or so, the jowl is starting to pick up his feeding. Before, I told you guys he was only eating about, you know, a piece every couple of days, and he'd take that in and he'd be fine. He wouldn't eat no more. And now he's eating like 3 or 4 at a time. So yes, he's getting better.
And aggressively.
Yep.
Yes. We'd love to see our fish eat like that.
Update on the Amara as well. He's still growing. He probably put on about an inch in size, so he's got his attitude on him. So he's going to start being a aggressive little fish.
That's a nice way of putting him. He's just an aggressive little fish. I love it.
At what size can I add my ID shark to my 265 with 4 Oscars? That depends on the size of the Oscars, but I'd say, you know, if they're 12-inch Oscars, I'd say an 8 to 10-inch iridescent shark or something.
I agree with that.
Brittany's was $20. I have a fishy question. I have a 32-year-old albino alligator gar named AZ that needs rehoming. Can I ship him off to you?
I'll tell you what, we would be glad to take him. We'll feed him, we'll house him, and we'll ship him back to you when you're ready for him. Come back.
Joanne Annell says, has the arapaima taken food yet? No.
Yes, he takes it, but he spits it back out.
Correct.
But that is a move in the right direction. He is now interested, and he's taking it, and then he spits it out. You know, but he hasn't shown interest before. Now he is. So yes, awesome. You know, I mean, it's 6 of 12 and half a dozen of the other. You know, it's the same thing, but he is interested, which is a step in the right direction, which I completely believe in.
Not in the clear yet, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, he needs to eat, and you can't force feed an arapaima. They're a type of bony tongue fish where their bone tongue comes up and crushes their food against the roof of their mouth. So if we stick a tube in there to get some food through, he's crushing that tube, and you can't get food down into his gullet. So it's really super hard. I don't think it's been done, but you know, we need to force feed him to get him going. And we've got a lot of other fish that weren't eating. We force feed them. Next thing you know, they're jumping after the food. You know, so it's something called wasting away disease, where they just don't eat, and then they waste away, and then they don't feel like eating, then they don't feel like moving, and then next thing you know, they're falling over sideways. So you can eliminate that by force feeding them. And you remember Josh and I, we took a 4-foot firewood cat, and Josh held his mouth open. I took an under gravel an undergravel filter, the tube, and stuck it into his mouth all the way to his gullet. I put a hot dog inside this tube and I pushed it down with a big long rod and shoved it into his gullet and pulled the tube out. That fish went to eating right after that. I mean, like, wow, you know, it was great. We saved him for, you know, he lasted a lot longer.
All right. Question. I got a lady at a middle school that wants to take my blue Texas for her 55 for her classroom. What do you think of that idea? So blue Texas can is essentially get 12 to 15 inch, so that they can get pretty big. Ultimately, I think a 55 at the end goal is a bit too small. For the time being, it would be fine if it's smaller.
Yeah.
Shady Volunteer says, you guys still have some of the baby stingrays? We only have one left. That is all. One left.
Is it my turn now?
If you'd like.
Casual Aquatic says, Josh or Rich, how big does a channel need to be considered a worthy guest on your channel? Or do you have guys as a guest on their channel? Or do you have to have you guys as a guest on their channel? No, it really doesn't matter if you're a big channel or not. I'm just saying the big channels can help us gain more people, which will help us in the end. If you've got something good to explain, like, Tanner Serpa, when he was only having 20,000 people, he still knows what he knows today. I mean, he's a smart man. He knows how to set up his all kinds of paludariums and what are the other things, ecosystems and all these different bottles. I mean, he's a master at his craft. And if he only had 20,000 people, I'd still have him on here, because he has something to tell. He has something to teach. He has something to show that we would like to know. I'd love to know how he does some of his things. He makes live ecosystems. Some of these things, he hasn't taken the lid off of the jar in like 2 years, and they're still living in there. It's a whole ecosystem in there of live things, and he mixes the right amount of everything together, and they live off of each other, and he never opens them again, and they're doing great. I mean, anything, if you've got something to say, if you've got something to teach people, we'll have you on. You don't need to be over 100,000, followers or anything like that at all.
Doompa asks if you guys tried mixing garlic type flavor into the food.
Yes.
I have, and it didn't work. Holden's asking how big alligator gar get. That's 8 feet.
Really?
Yes, 8 feet.
Back in the 40s and 50s, it was like 16 feet.
The biggest one caught on record
It was 18
ever.
foot.
No.
Yes, 18
I'll
foot.
bet you it's 8 foot.
18 foot. Nowadays, maybe 8 foot.
I'll bet you $100.
$100. Now, it doesn't matter about date, because I'm talking back in the 40s and 50s.
I'm talking 1932.
It's fine.
Biggest alligator gar was caught.
At that time, maybe an 8 foot, but in the 40s, it was bigger. In the 50s, it was even bigger.
Biggest alligator
He's going to look it up now.
gar on record.
How about, wait, before you go on, how about $100 to you, or you leave my granddaughter with me for a day? Okay. I get to watch my granddaughter. I know it's at least 10, 12 foot now. 8 foot.
327 pounds, world record, 8.5 feet.
You said 8 foot.
Believed to be 94 years old.
All right. Let's answer some more questions while I investigate.
I certainly will. Josh, ever notice that the big fish eat less when there is a weather event coming? My big guys seem to change their eating when a storm is coming or a big front moving through. So if it's an outdoor pond, most certainly. If you're indoors, they're not really going to notice that at all. But as far as like the koi outside, and the pond fish out there, it certainly does. You also get stuff like the weather loaches or the dojo loaches. They'll start clicking and whatnot. You'll hear this cool sound. Lori Kish, $5 says, hit that like button. Only about a quarter of you have done so. Friday. Drink up, everyone.
Guys, really, seriously, if you hit that like button, it really helps us out for the YouTube and sends us out there. So if you can do that, we'd appreciate it.
Again, do alligator gars do well with Oscars or sever them? So eventually the alligator gar will get a bit big enough at about 2 foot 30 inches or so. They're going to start taking down your medium-sized cichlids in the tank. That's, your 12-inch cichlids and under. Alligator gar are really a mean fish. We've had a 3-foot alligator gar have a 30-inch long nose in its mouth.
70-year-old, 430-pound fish caught in Texas in 1951 was 10.5 foot long. Alligator gar.
Let's see it.
It's here. I'll show it to you. I'll send it to you. I'll send this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. It's back. It's right here. How do I send it? Oh, up here.
Okay, if that's true, I'm 2 foot off. You're 8 feet off.
Stop. It don't work like that. You said 8 foot. Anything over 8 foot, I win.
No.
Yes.
So
Alright,
and
it's sent to you.
so by that logic, anything under 18 foot, I win.
All right. You got me there. I like that logic. I like that. He's a smart man. I like that. I raised him. All right. Any more fishy questions? What year did we start the rescue? 4 to 4.5 years ago. We actually started the LLC rescue, and we've been doing it for probably 8, 9 years, 10 years before that. Low key, we had big tanks, and people just gave us their fish. Can you help me? I don't know where to do with them. We'd take them, and we raised them. So 15 years at the most that we've been doing it, taking in fish, but we learn a lot down the road.
Tiger Muskie update and Golden Dorado update. They're all in the same tank. They are doing good. The Dorados are growing exceptionally fast. They're probably 6, 7 inches now, and the Muskie, he hasn't really grown much. He's put on some girth, and that's about it for right now.
But man, he nails them massive bore pellets. A muskie on pellets, believe it or not. Here you go, Josh.
Joe, $5 and stop trying to please everyone. If people truly cared about the fish and y'all, they'd want you to make the money to care for the operation.
I get that. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Appreciate the backing. The Golden Dorados, they have tripled in size. They're about 6 inches long now.
But I just said 6, 7 inches.
Holy cow, I cannot believe that. I mean, wow. It's been what, a month and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
And they came in at 1.5 inches. Oh my God. They have grown so big. And they're so quick.
Annette says, Josh, in the UK, the system stings if you try to bet better yourself. I would be happy with £1 a month. Well, thank you.
You know what? There's an idea. Right here. Mike Kirkpatrick. Yeah, Kirkpatrick from MK Cichlids says, you guys should start another channel called OFR Live. When we put out our live stream, it would just take them to that channel. You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't matter if we're not making money or algorithm or none of that. Because we're just doing our live streams. We do that anyway.
And it wouldn't be monetized anyways for at least a year.
Right, and it wouldn't be monetized. We don't care. We do this to hang out with our people and to answer any fishy questions, help people out. We could do that on a second channel and not bother our first channel at all, which is just the videos. We're going to take that into consideration. That's a great idea. That's going to be in our consideration. Thank you, Mike. That was awesome. That's a great idea.
Oh, AZ Fish Room. Look at this. He said, Josh Price, 2011, a commercial fisherman accidentally caught the largest alligator gar on record in Mississippi's Lake Chotard. The gar was 8.5 feet long.
You
and
gotta
327.
stop it. AZ, me and you go and play. Oh my God. You guys know AZ. He's the one that built our double stand for us for the 135 gallons. And now he built the new intro for us. And you guys all love it. That's the man that did the intro. He just did it on his own and sent it to me. And I'm like, hey, I like it. Let me try it. And then I put it out there and you guys all love it. So that's the man, AZ Fish Room right there.
Joe Loring. He's the one who bought these 320 and one of the Stingrays, $20. He says, "Thanks so much for all you guys have done for me." And LOL, I figured out how to super chat. Much love to Tracy. Glad she got her
Thank
teeth
you,
taken
Joe.
care of. I hope it brings her comfort. Thanks, Joe.
Mhm. That's awful nice of you. And Joe lost out on the last big tank, right?
Yes, the
It
one we
cracked it,
cracked.
yeah. So I've got another one coming up, and we might be able to get that to Joe. Possibly. We'll see.
Okay.
Ooh, and even on that other channel, if we have the other channel for live streams, we could do like a 24-hour, live stream of the underwater of the tank and stuff, and not worry about it ruining our algorithm or anything else on YouTube, because we're not even getting paid for the other channel. We can have that for that purpose.
Sure.
So there's a thought, son. There's a thought. We'll talk it over. Macaulay, Joe finished the 1,000. Yay! It only took him 2.5 years. They're World Aquatics, our buddy Joe.
And he's now working on the 720 and 540.
Okay.
Gonna to take him like 3 more years.
Oh, the Doombot says, Big Rich, is a bump on your head healed already? Yeah. It was healed the next day. I had a little like nugget right here, where I walked into that metal bracing for that corner. It did not move. My head jerked back. I was like, I knew Reaper was video, and I wanted to yell, but I just, and I held it in, and I just, and then 10 seconds later, I soaked myself with water.
Best way to off gas an insulated tank. So no matter what kind of tank you have, air will always escape. You're not going to get it airtight. So if you have an air stone in there and the bubbles naturally coming up, the gas will find a way out. So I wouldn't worry too much about it as long as you have air in the tank.
Right. Shane Lynch says, "Do you guys still hear from Will Star?" Yes, we were just over his house. What? Yesterday was it?
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. So we talked to Will Star. We met his dad, and his dad had like 300
Under wind chime.
wind chimes hanging on his back porch, and he has this like porch swing underneath all of them where he just lays there and watches them and listens to them. Yeah. I'm like, this is like an oasis. Thank you. I like this. I was like, you know what you need? Guess what? One more wind chime.
Brittany Ziblis says, "Could we still donate on the new channel?" You could not until it's monetized.
Right.
But to get that channel monetized would
it'll
take
take
the
a couple
live
months.
streams years. You're
You
doing
think?
one a week. You need 600,000 viewed minutes.
Right.
That is an
So
insane
basically,
amount.
if we start a new channel, it would be for your guys' viewing pleasure and just something we're doing for you guys. And it don't hurt our channel by, you do a 20-minute video and it gets 20,000 views in the first 20 hours. It's doing good. Now, YouTube wants to send it out there and show it to everybody else because this is doing good, but then you do a 24-hour video and it gets 6,000 people watching because it's a live stream of the fish, and there ain't that many people watching. Then YouTube's like, well, this don't do so good. We're gonna knock them down, and now they look down upon the rest of our videos too. So if we keep that off of our main channel, it would help us get pushed out there because we only got 150,000 followers. But if you think about it, Zach Ketchumall's got 3.3 million. Paul Caparo's got 3.2 million. Raw Fishing's got 3.3 million. Brian Barczyk's got 3.8 million. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that we need to get shown to. There's a lot more people that are caring about the fish and our plight and everything else and would believe in what we do. So if we can get pushed out there, that's what we need. We need YouTube to push our videos out there. So starting a second channel and doing the things that don't help us and just give it to you guys would be a great idea. I like that.
Joe from Their World said, "Did you just slam me?" LOL. No, we didn't slam you,
No,
Joe.
Joe, we love you, Joe.
People were talking about you got your 1,000-gallon up.
Yeah,
going, so
I even
we
clapped my
congratulated
hands. You got it done. It only took 2.5 years.
And I just said you're working on, the 720 and the 540
You
now.
know we got to rag on you, buddy.
But
You know,
I said it'd take three more years.
see, you guys don't understand. We call him Slow Joe for a reason. We love our buddy Joe, but he's got a lot going on in his personal life, and so he can't do things like we get a tank in, we move things and we get things and we get it installed. And he's like, "Wow, you guys just got this." Yeah, it's up and running. So we got things different than what he's got. He's got a different lifestyle, and he can only give so much to his hobby, not like we do. Our hobby is our main part of our life.
Someone's asking what to feed fire eels to fatten them up.
They love worms.
Worms. So it depends on the size of the fire eel, to be honest. If they're small, worms. If they're probably about 24-inch, worms won't do it because you'll be feeding them 2 whole tubs of worms.
Right,
So
20 worms.
Once you get that far, you just want all meat, shrimp, tilapia. Some fire eels won't take shrimp. Some won't take tilapia. Find something that he comes out and just gorges on, fatten him up, and then he'll start growing super quick.
Okay, Michael Newton says, where has Will Star gone? He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here, but you guys got to understand, he runs a Bigfoot investigative channel. He don't run a fish channel. So he's doing his thing, and, we're doing our thing, but we're still friends. We're still, I was just over there yesterday, so he's a good guy. He's one of our friends, he's family, dude. He'll be around.
Joe, $5. He'll definitely do the second channel for live. I have a couple friends who work for YouTube, and they've told me live 100% affects the algorithm. And thank you.
That makes a lot of sense.
Jim Sheasley, member for 26 months, says, "Happy Friday. What are you drinking, Hove?" I'm getting there.
Okay. Oh, what you drinking?
I'm drinking orange juice with green Kool-Aid in it with some Absolute vodka.
Wow. In other words, it's antifreeze. Because it looks like bright.
It
looks like bright green antifreeze.
It's green for go green.
All right, Dad Life of 3 says, "What day is it?" It's
Wait a
Friday.
minute. Dad Life of 3 gives $2 and asks, "What day is it?" I love that. Not a question, not nothing. What day is it, guys? Help me. I love it. That's funny.
So I'm pretty sure he used to be Dad Life of 2, so that means he just had another kid.
Oh, so he's got lack of sleep.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That was funny.
Jim Sheasley, $10 says, "What's a good food for geophagus?" So geophagus, you're gonna want more on a pelleted diet, but something that works well with geophagus is the color-enhancing sinking pellets. They're gonna get them bright colors to pop out even more on their fins, and you can supplement with shrimp and tilapia and stuff too. What are you laughing at?
They said Will Star was kidnapped by Bigfoot and is missing. That's funny.
All right, see, we got another post here that someone is really ragging on Catch 'em All. See, now, as YouTubers, we know a bunch of different YouTubers, okay? He does his thing, and he makes his money, and, he spends his money on his thing. We do what we can to make money to help the rescue. So we're a different breed, okay? Yeah, they didn't do well. They didn't do righteous by the fish and this and that, but that's not what they're claiming to be. They're fishermen. They catch fish, they kill fish, they fillet fish, they sport hunt for fish, all that kind of stuff. So, it's a different thing. But if, we were able to, if everyone had an open mind and we were able to have him on the channel and, not bash him, we could get some of his 3 million people that would love our plight and maybe join our side and be like, I love how these guys work, and bring us up, 100,000 or maybe or something, and it would help us with attitudes like this. Catch 'em All can catch these, whatever, with attitudes like this, we can't never have him on the live stream, stuff like that. And he is a way that we can grow, so you guys got to have some understanding. You can't all be stubborn and be stuck in your way. I don't like those guys and I won't watch. Well, you're not helping us at all. You're not helping.
I had a question up. What do you guys think of the Polypterus collection growing so nice? So we've always liked the Polypterus. They're cool. They look like little the dinosaurs. But realistically, we only have 3 out there, 3 different kinds.
Well, we have probably 9, but 3 different kinds, yeah.
Right. But they are all awesome. Updates on the next edition, nowhere in sight. I've seen a video of a guy with a spearfish in his leg. Do you think it's real? I mean, it's possible. I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff happen.
I watched this one video, and this guy he was caught. He was fishing, deep sea fishing, and he was pulling in, and the swordfish ran at him, and it stabbed him, and it was a whole movie. And it had some pretty high dollar at the time, movie actors and stuff. So do I say that wasn't real? Because I believed it. It was at the time I believed it. I was like, oh my God, he got stabbed by a swordfish. And that was it was a great movie back in them days. They redid it, and who was that? Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. It was Jerry Lewis was in the movie. He's the guy that got stabbed, and he was telling a story. The whole movie was the story how he got stabbed by the swordfish. It was a great movie, but you can't believe everything you hear. But I believed it as a kid. I was like, oh my God, that's so wild. He got stabbed by the swordfish. But that's back when the Incredible Mr. Limpet was around, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to turn into a fish like that. I love that movie. That was with Don Knotts. I love them old things. Wait, one more thing. And mind you, I haven't interrupted you this whole show.
Lies.
You've interrupted me 4 times.
Lies.
You went to talk, and I said, hold on.
Kathy was keeping count. It was 8-3 when I interrupted you and made it to 4.
And there's been 3 since.
There's been more.
Anyways.
Kathy, what's the count?
Okay, now, because I'm old, I forgot what I was going to say. I can't even say it now. So, thank you, everybody.
So what does that mean? You're on the back burner?
I'm done. Next fishy question.
Does Brutus or any other gar in the pond ever eat cichlids in the pond? They seem like bite-sized meals for them. It is a ecosystem pond, so of course the circle of life, you're gonna have some.
We haven't never seen it. We know it's got to happen, but there is more cichlids today than there were last month. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the big guys don't feel like chasing these little things around, which are infinitely quicker, and don't feel like going after this little tidbit when they can have a whole fillet thrown in top and they just lay there and eat. You know what I'm saying? That's how I tell everybody that the cichlids are still alive. We feed these guys, and they're not hungry. Now, if they were starving, I'm sure they would decimate that whole cichlid collection, But
is the goonch gonna have its own tank one day? Is it a forever fish? I will never get rid of my goonch. It's my favorite catfish.
he will go to the pool.
He will go to the pool, and when he gets to that size, when he gets hungry, I might just toss the hoover in there.
Oh, I might eat him then, Josh. He might be less gooch. Might be gone.
He is getting big though. I will say that.
Yeah, he is.
I do eat fish. That's one of my favorite foods.
Someone's asking about the tank above the 3,000, and we actually decided not to set that up. We do not like it up there. We want to replace it with a smaller tank for just the stingrays. We want to try and push the top of the tank back so we can open up some of these walks. Yeah.
I still want it. You're the one that decided you don't want it.
You're the one who did not buy the rails and say it's too much weight.
I'm still looking. We need the rails. We can't have that weight on there without the aluminum rails. Exactly.
Aluminum?
Yeah.
Aluminum ain't holding that up.
How you figure?
We got-
Aluminum is does not bend like steel bends. Aluminum is more tensile strength.
I 100% disagree with that. I will trust a rectangle steel tube over aluminum one all day long.
Really?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. I'll check into it, but I don't think so.
Steel does have, the flexibility
flexibility.
to where if you're on a 20-foot length, it will both
bend.
sides.
Where aluminum don't, it's more tensile
Why don't they make bridges out of aluminum then, huh?
because it's too costly.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It won't hold.
No, too costly.
No.
Way too costly.
Aluminum is cheaper than steel.
You're wrong. That's wrong.
I promise you.
I don't think so.
Promise you.
No.
Promise you.
You're wrong.
Hey, Anthony, the general price of aluminum compared to steel, which one's cheaper? Well, ask the man himself.
Let's ask
Steel.
Anthony. A 20-foot 2x4
Steel's cheaper.
square rail of aluminum,
Aluminum's
or
more.
a 20-foot square rail of aluminum 2x4.
Aluminum is more scrap weight, scrap cost. I will agree with that.
No,
But the cost to
Steel is
buy it-
cheaper. Aluminum is more expensive. That's why the
Steel,
city
right?
don't use. The city uses the cheapest contractors and the cheapest products to make the things that save our lives.
You also thought that steel plate you wanted to buy the other day was like $20, and it was like
No. I use that as an example. I'm like, what if the steel plate's only 20 and the wood's 70? So let's call and find out what it costs. I use that as an example, Josh. Don't make me look bad. I mean, come on now.
I'm just saying the price of steel is through the roof. I mean, everything is up.
Wait, we got somebody that really likes Hoover. Look at this. Brooke Holly goes, Hoover, red is your color, big guy.
No, this is actually like an orange color, orangish red.
Hey,
It's-
Brooke, I can
it's
get you
like-
his number if you like.
It's like a peach, a pinkish.
Oh, it's not pink, it's orange. It matches my
Oh, no, that's pink as pink can be.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah. No, it is orange. It just shows up a little bit reddish pink, but it is orange.
All right, Sean Chadwick says fist bump, $3. And Dad Life of 3, $2.
Wait,
says,
what
yes,
was
sir,
the
it's
$3?
Friday. Thank you guys. He sent in a sticker and said fist bump.
Aw, thank you, Sean. Appreciate that, buddy.
Dad Life of 3, $2. Says yes, sir, it's Friday. Thank you guys.
Aw, thank you for that. Every little bit helps, guys. Thank you.
Brittany Zibilis, $10. In honor of Halloween, can we know what all of you would go as if you're attending a Halloween party? Hashtag
I
Friday.
will tell you this. I don't know what I would go as. Probably I have a demon skeleton set up with the bart and the spikes on my shoulders, and I take a big axe. I got all that whole costume. I got that. I would go with that. Hoover, he'd probably go as a Hamburglar, but I know for a fact Josh would dress back up as a mermaid again because he liked it.
No, I'm gonna actually be a homeless guy.
All right, so we're derailing this conversation a little bit. So Anthony chimed in and says aluminum per pound is cheaper than steel, but that has to do with the weight of aluminum. So if you're talking a 2x4, say quarter-inch thick, and a aluminum thing 6 foot long might be,
More expensive.
let's say 20 pounds. The steel would be more expensive because
No,
it's
it's
way
not.
heavier. Yeah.
No. The same
Because-
2x4 by 8 foot steel by 2x4 by 8 foot aluminum.
Because
The aluminum's going to be more heavier. The
you're
aluminum's going to
talking-
be more expensive.
You're talking 20 pounds as opposed to 60 pounds.
It doesn't matter.
It-
The same
it-
amount
it
of
might
weight
be-
used in a bridge, or not the weight, the same amount of metal used in a bridge being aluminum would be way more astronomically priced
See,
than
you're-
metal.
you're-
This ain't fishy. Let's get to the fishy questions.
We're going to get this here. You're talking about steel girders and whatnot.
Hey.
You have to size them to the weight.
Hey,
so
Rich.
what a 12-inch steel I-beam would work for, you're going to then
I'm
need
so glad I'm hard of hearing.
a
I thought you-
30-inch,
I thought you was gonna-
aluminum I-beam.
I thought you were gonna eat one of those chips right there in the box over there.
No, we got to save these for the right time because Kathy Aponte got these for us. They're the Pakai One Chip Challenge with the new, what are these? The not the ghost pepper, the other one, Reaper peppers and scorpion peppers mixed together. This is the new challenge out there. Okay, we have these three, but
Well, we could put some of that devil's blood on there. I want to see you eat one of those.
this
I wanna
ain't going to
see-
happen
I wanna
anytime
see-
soon
I
until
want to
we
see
buy.
how red you're going to turn, man.
I will outlast you on the pepper fight.
You're not going to outlast me because I'm not going to eat one of those because I don't eat hot stuff.
Oh well, then quit talking shit because
Well,
I would.
I just want to see how red you turn, man.
Okay, he's out. He don't even know what he's talking about. He won't even taste the turkey's red hot. Okay. Happy Injection says they thought the alligator gar were dangerous. Well, let me tell you, we have a 4-foot alligator gar, and we did nothing to him. We did not starve him. He was full, fat, fully, he shouldn't have been hungry. And all we did was walk into the pool. I walked in first. I'm carrying my end's 200 pounds. His end's 200 pounds. It's a big filter, a bio tower. I walk into the pool and I'm walking backwards, and then Josh gets in the pool, and then Josh stops. And I'm like, come on, Josh, we're playing around. This is heavy. And he starts doing this, all around. I'm like, what are you doing? Come on. And he's like, Dad, a fish has got my foot. I'm like, shut up. Come on, let's get this done. This is heavy. And he's like, no, Dad, I'm serious. A fish has got my foot. And he's bouncing all around. And he's still holding his end. So I look over, and I'll be darned if there wasn't a 4-foot alligator gar done had his foot that was sitting on the bottom of the pool, bit him over top of his foot and under his foot. So now he has a row of like hypodermic needles in the top of his foot and across the bottom of his foot around. And this fish was shaking him left and right. And all I heard from my son was, Dad, a fish has got me. If that would have happened to me, I'd have been screaming like a girl, throwing down that thing, you know what I'm saying? That man handled it. And he's like, stop yelling at me, Dad. A fish got me. I can't go, And I didn't believe him. I looked over and could not believe I saw this 4-foot alligator gar shaking his foot like a shark, trying to tear out a piece of meat out of a whale. This was ridiculous. And I was like, ah! And, he kicks his foot a couple times and the thing let go and swam off. And then we continued moving over, but he had blood coming from his foot. I got a picture of it. He has like 100 spots of red where blood's coming out. I wipe it, and then all these spots of blood were coming out of the top of his foot and the bottom of his foot where these teeth were like hypodermic needles, clamped down on him. It was crazy. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. And you know what? He's never done it since. And I don't know what caused him to do it then, but that was crazy. I will give you this. You are the man.
Thanks.
You handled that.
I gotta show you. Oh, no.
And no, I'm telling you, you are the man. I'm giving you compliments, okay?
Yeah.
So stop trying to catch me or prove me wrong or nothing else. I'm giving you a compliment. You are the man. Let it go. Let it go. He's squeezing. I'm squeezing. He's squeezing. That's all you got? That's all you got? Here.
What are you doing, man?
Come on, John. Oh, he's trying to tickle me now.
You did a cheap shot. He moved down a half inch and squeezing my hands and not shaking my
You
hand.
couldn't handle it no more?
All right, so since you did that, I'm going to go ahead and take a cheap shot here. I looked up the metal. 2x4, 1/4 inch thick, steel tubing, 72 inches long. So that's a 6-foot, 2x4, 1/4 inch thick.
This ain't fishy.
Steel. It's involving the fish tank. $142 each. Okay. You'll look up aluminum, 2x4, 1/4 inch thick. Actually, 1/8 inch thick is $168. So, there we go. Now we can get back to questions. We've got 10 minutes. Let's see what we can cram in here in 10 minutes.
Oh, this idiot says Mike lost his job because of the last live stream. That is so wrong. That is so not even close. Mike got hired by the cookie company at the same time that he got called by Amazon and said he would be hired. He has to come in for one more interview. So he worked at the cookie company until he heard from Amazon, which 3 days later, he heard from Amazon. We had our live stream. I had mentioned it. And, people are like, oh, that's why he don't come around. That has nothing to do with it. Mike was still here that night. Mike was fine after the live stream. Everything was fine. Mike left that company and went and worked at Amazon the next day, okay? Or actually, it was 2 days after the live stream. So there's where the truth is. It had nothing to do with it. What he did here after that, we caught him doing, and we had to remove him. So this finally found guy, you've been removed from the channel. You're an idiot. Okay, let's go on. Fishy stuff.
Dom's RC, $5. He didn't say anything, so thanks. All right, Brittany Ziblis, $10 says, "Hey guys, want to know why some electric yellows have black on them?" From Peggy. That's just the fish. So some are all yellow, some have a black stripe down them. That's like asking, why am I light skinned and he's a little more tan? I mean, it's just, variations on the fish. It does not, decipher, male, female. It's just a variation on that fish itself. Let's go. We got 8 minutes, so we can probably get at least 10 more questions in here. Someone's asking if I have scars from the alligator gar bite. I do not. Update on the firewood cat. If you want more updates on more fish, join the Instagram. Join, the Facebook page. I post lots of updates that are species specific on there that do not go on to YouTube. So go on there and watch them all.
Okay, just since I guess this finally found was Mike trying to act like he did nothing wrong. Let me go ahead and say a few things. He told me that I deserved Tracy dying. He told me that I basically killed Tracy from working her too hard, and she didn't want nothing to do with me. When the last 10 years, all Tracy wanted was to be remarried to me. I will never forgive him for the things he said to me, and I'm being nice. I'm not telling you the bad things he said. So screw Mike. He's gone. That right there, I guess finally found was Mike. And he's trying to act like he did nothing wrong. What we caught him doing is the reason we threw him out of here. 2 days later, he did not lose his job because I said online that he was going to have, go work for Amazon. And, if you got a job and you're only going to work there a couple days until you work at another place, you don't tell them to watch you online. I didn't know that they would be watching. I had no clue. I just said that as soon as Amazon comes through, he's going to be making more money and, more power to him. Yay, Mike.
All that shit was made up. All that shit was made up about him, having his boss on here watching it. It was made up. That was Mike
lying,
joking up around.
Okay.
It was.
Well, the thing was, what we caught him doing was worse. And then the things that he said to me afterwards is why he got thrown out of here. So all you guys that are like, poor Mike, screw that. Because the things that he said were horrific. I don't care how long you've been my son. You don't talk to me that way. You don't talk about my Tracy that way. You don't say these things. You will be removed. And he is removed from our life. So I don't care what he says. Let's go past that. I'm done with that.
Okay, 5 minutes. I can get a few more questions.
Update on that. Okay. Oh, I'm really far
Have you all
behind
thought
up.
about raising some of your own food for the fish?
Yes. I was working with Chris Biggs, and we were going to work out a pelleted sinking pellet about the size, we're going to call them biscuits, 1 inch by 1 inch by about a ½ inch thick, like a small cream of wheat or a small, what do you call them, biscuits? The
granola bar.
No, it's not a cream of wheat. It's a wheat, like a wheat biscuit. But anyways, it's 1 inch by 1 inch by ½ inch, and it's extruded. And so we're going to have the best food that we can have that will go in there and be a slowly sinking. I like slowly sinking. The fish at the top can still get it, but it all goes to the bottom and it don't dissolve quickly. That way the big catfish can just suck up what they want and they get it in their belly before it dissolves and goes out their gills, you know? So we are in the process of doing this. We looked into our own extruder. It was $2,500. Their cost is $2,000 to make it, and then we have to pay for the ingredients. So we don't know which way we're going to go, but eventually we will have Ohio Fish Rescue monster pellets for sale to everybody cheap, because I'm not trying to make money. I would just like to get my food to me cheaper than, you know, you buy the Monstervore, the Massivore, or the Carnivore pellets, and it's like $20 for a two-pound bag. It's ridiculous. I'm talking 50-pound bags for, let's say, $30, you know, that would last. And they're big pellets that don't disintegrate into the water, that will fill. That's what you need, is fill. Your big catfish, your 2-foot-long catfish, 3-foot-long catfish, he's going to suck down a lot. And, you know, it'll fill his belly. That's what we need, of good quality fish food. And we're going to do that. We're going to supply the world with this. We're going to do this. I like that idea. I really do.
Okay, 3 minutes. I'm gonna wade through some of these comments. Will Star says he's on a Bigfoot expedition. What's up, everyone?
So you didn't actually get kidnapped by Bigfoot? That's
No,
what they
Will
said.
Stark did not get kidnapped.
Well, that's what they said on there. They said he got kidnapped. I thought maybe Bigfoot got him or something. But I seen him yesterday.
Wait, that could be, you know, Bigfoot talking on his phone. You
Oh,
never
there
know.
you go. It might be. Bigfoot acting like Will Star. That's something to keep in mind, man. Just imagine being out in the woods and Bigfoot gets you and he gets your phone.
AZ Fish Room says, how thick of a piece of glass or acrylic are you going to use for the new build? If it is glass, it would have to be 3/4 inch thick. If it's acrylic, probably 1.5 inches. But it all depends on, you know what I can get at that time. Whatever I can find cheaper, which most likely will probably be glass.
Okay, Nick Lutz, Glass, New York City. Mike is not our son. Mike was around and hung out with my kids that he called me dad and acted like my son. But he turned on us, so that's how that happened. Go ahead, Josh.
Brittany Zibla's $20 as the last thing. You guys are our family. We love that you take 1.5 hours to chat with us. Thank you for everything. Much love and happy Friday to my favorite, Hoove.
Appreciate that, Brittany. Can't wait to see you guys again.
EU says Akari Massivore pellets really smell if left uneaten. All pellets end up stinking if they're left uneaten. That's why you have to be really careful. You only throw enough in that you can, feed your fish within a certain time period. If there's leftovers, that's bad. Going to ultimately lead to the demise of your tank.
Okay, Keeping Canada Real says, did I just get blocked again? No. You're able to ask the question, so no, you didn't get blocked.
All right, one last question. Where are we at? Let's find something really good. So many comments.
Fishing with Dano says, love the videos, guys. Don't change a thing. The other channels are not as relaxing. Really? Okay, I like that. And, I like the fact that we video what we do and we show you and take you along for the trip. There's no staging. There's no pretending. There's no like, oh my God, guys, come over here and check this out. Look at this. We don't do all that. We don't over-exaggerate nothing. We just, here's what we're doing. Come along. Hang out with us,
Somebody said Bigfoots are real. I'd like to find one. So I can
And Brochin knows says Bigfoots are real. Well, you know what? You'd get along great with Will Star. He thinks so too. He had a Bigfoot encounter, and his mission is to find him. And his channel that's all he's doing.
I'd sit down and eat with him.
Will Star says he lost his drone up in a tree. Well, buddy. Seems like
He lost his drone? Seriously? I'm sorry, who?
I'm sorry to say it.
Well, dude, you can't lose your drone in a tree.
You need a better drone.
I
Sometimes
bet you Bigfoot couldn't get up
No,
there.
he's
and
got
get
our
it.
drone, a mini version of it.
The mini.
Yeah.
It does not have the flight avoidance.
The avoidance protection as
So
much as ours
if
does.
it's going into a tree, it won't stop. The mini just.
Ours stops, and no matter how much I want to go
really-
forward, it stops.
You really got to
You know.
find Bigfoot now. He might
Question
get
is-
back.
Did
Yeah,
you
well, Bigfoot-
climb it and get the and get the drone?
It's Bigfoot to climb the tree and get it for you, buddy.
I think Bigfoot would get it for him and give it back to him.
All right, guys. Well, I think that does it for tonight. We appreciate you guys for.
Josh, are we still doing the calendar? We need to get involved in that. We have to get going on that.
That was your.
No, that was your thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I asked you to handle it. Look up the calendars.
I never did. I never remember saying I would.
Gosh,
take
you
some
dropped the
pictures
ball.
For you. No, I did the video.
You've got all the pictures. I don't have no pictures.
Send them to you. You
Oh,
said
now
you
he's going
look
to send
up.
them to me. Go ahead and send them to me, and I'll take over, buddy.
We're gonna have to go back and look in the old lives to figure out.
Oh
who
my
it was.
God! Here he has all the pictures. It can't be me. I don't have no pictures. He kept all the still shots from the mermaid videos.
All right. Well, I think that does it for tonight, guys. So, thank you all for coming and hanging out. We will catch you all
Yes, it's
next
been
week.
great hanging with you guys. Thank you guys. I love my Friday nights with you guys. Love you all. Thank you so much. And maybe next time we can get Hoover involved a little more. Look, he's not even happy. Not even ticklish this time. Remember last time he was ticklish when I went at him? He's not ticklish. He's just not happy. You need a Debbie, big guy. You need a Debbie, huh?
No,
I get you a
I
Debbie.
need something to eat, man. I'm starving. man.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Friday. And, thank you all for hanging out with us.
As always.
Stay fishy, my friends. I love it. You're getting so good at that. You're joining right in with us.